Good morning, good afternoon, and folks, good evening. Welcome to episode 197 of the Dadbods Golf Pod. Whenever and wherever you are listening, we are here live with Kyle Rush, Benjamin Taylor, and everybody's favorite host besides Benjamin and Kyle, Nate Pass.
Good evening.
For a would you rather Wednesday. We're going to surprise all of you by talking a little LIV Tour.
Yes.
But before we begin, let's jump right in on the thing that everybody talks about at the office cubicles, what everybody's talking about at the water cooler, what everybody's talking about at your kid's soccer game. That's right. Bet Online, the number one sports betting website in the country, in the world. Get over there, slap it hard, slap it good, slap it whatever you want to slap. Lock and load, boys. Welcome.
Yeah. Thank you, buddy.
And you're welcome.
Great intro. Great intro. Let's roll.
Real quick before we get into the rest of the show, I was talking to my insurance guy about Columbus Country Club that we played last week, and he's like, "Yeah, what'd you think?" And I was like, "Man, it was cool. You know, it's tough. The greens are kind of tough." And he's like, "Dude, Donald Ross," and I know he doesn't listen to the show. That was just came out, and I just busted out laughing. He's like, "What's so funny, man?" I was like, "Dude, I'm glad you understand about Dirty Donnie."
Dirty Don and his designs. Dirty Don designs.
He's like, that's a Donald Ross design.
Exactly. I mean, some people get it, some people don't. I mean, you get out there, you could just see his vision, and on the greens, and you
were enamored by it.
If you get in a Donald state of mind, I think it's the only way to conquer a course.
You made a birdie when you're thinking about his heart.
You take Kyle to Pinehurst, and he's just gonna. Oh my goodness gracious!
Is Pinehurst Donald Ross?
Oh yeah.
Tattoo it on my forehead.
Matter of fact, Donnie. His house is off of number 3 on Pinehurst number 2.
Kyle, can I tell my story from today real quick?
Tell it.
Do we have time?
Yes, go.
So there's like a ton of stuff happening.
This is a great story. Please tell us.
You're a third of the show. You got time. Okay, go ahead.
Okay.
So this is a great story.
There's like a ridiculous amount of things happening at once at Airport Motors. A cop has pulled somebody over, and his buddies pull in the parking lot behind him, and they're basically all arguing with the cop. So like that's happening in one section. Ken has 2 customers there at the same time, so he's trying to bounce back and forth. This dude pulls up in a Camry, rolls down the window, and is like, "Hey, is so-and-so, the owner?" He's like, "Is he here?" And I was like, "No, he's not here." He's like, "You want to buy some golf clubs?" And I was like, "Okay, dude, what you got?" I mean, I don't know this guy from Adam. Never met him my whole life.
Hold on. There's still a policeman in the parking lot when this happens?
There's a shakedown
the construction guys
right around
the G-Wagon. Like letting the cop know that their buddy didn't do it. Like they witnessed him.
There's so much happening here right now to lead this off.
And Will, I shouldn't say his name, but anyway, one of the owners is inside just watching this, just seeing it all go down. So all of a sudden he goes to the back of his car and he's like stressed out. He seems like a little strung out. He's like ripping cigs the whole time. I think he owes somebody a lot of money because he's like, "Dude, I'm giving up golf." He's got nice clubs. He's dropping names. Like he knows Harper. I know, I found out who this guy is. And he's like a kind of a sleazeball anyway, but he pulls it out and he's got some like kind of beat up. Pulls out this bag of clubs.
Bag.
And he's got a Circle T head cover. I forgot to tell you this part. And he's "No, I ain't getting rid of that," and jerks it out, puts it back on the trunk. And I was like, "Okay, whatever."
Deal's off. That's right. I just said right there.
He's got some beat up Mizuno blades, and I was like, "These ping driver and 3-wood are kind of nice." I'm just hanging out, like I'm just having fun at this point. I pull the head covers off, and he's like, "Hey, make me an offer. I just want any pies. You got ever did any pies at $450? I mean, I know it's worth more than that." He's like, "I tell you what, both of them $500. Give me $500. And I was like, well, hold on, let me do some Google and make sure that I'm not buying like 7 years ago model. I'm not Kyle Rush. I don't like keep my little like handy book like my Golf Digest hot list pamphlet." And I Google them and I realized that $500 for a Ping G425 and a Ping G410, both in excellent mint condition with some upgraded shafts. I was like, this is a pretty good deal. And then all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, you like Pro V1s?" I'm like, is anybody gonna say no to that? And he pulls out 4 sleeves of Pro V1s that are just beaten. Like the sleeve is just like falling apart. It's like coming open. It's like, it's just clear. It's like he's been throwing them against the wall. The balls are in perfect shape. He's like, "Hey, give me $500. I'll give you these right now." And I was like, okay, dude, look, you want me to Venmo you? He's like, no, let's go get cash from the ATM. And I was like, no, I'm out. I'm not going with you anywhere to get money. He's like, that's fine. Venmo. I can't even get the words out. Like, I'm pretty sure that I was waiting for somebody else to pull in and shoot him, like, for money. So I Venmo him. I get a new driver. I get a relatively new 3-wood and 4 sleeves of Pro V1Xs for $500. And he's like, hey, I'll be back. You want to buy a Scotty? I'll go get my Scotty. I'll come back.
Hey, I do. Hey, get his number. I'll buy the Scotty.
I don't think you want any part of this guy. Let me just tell
number.
You.
Listen to Kyle.
Yeah, let me get.
He pulled a Scotty out and it had like
crack.
a big old piece of lead tape on the bottom, and I was like, you know what? I don't have time for this. Like, Kyle would probably get over this, but like, I think the transaction we've made is probably pushing it enough.
So what sealed the deal? Was it the Pro Vs that just pushed it right over the edge?
Yeah, and I was like, I kind of have been in the market. Like, I've got an M2, which is old. My 3-wood, I get constant, negative comments about.
Because
I was like, just because it sucks. It's a Cleveland. I mean, it's just people like borrow it and they're like, dude, that sucks. Like, I don't want to hit your 3-wood anymore.
I thought it was one.
But when he pulls out the Pro V1X, and I should have negotiated, but when he pulls out the 4 sleeves of Pro V1Xs and say, hey, I'm just going to toss these on top, be like, I was like, at that point, I think I'm flush. Like, I can't lose money on this.
That's a $55 value right there, bub.
Right. At that point, you're giving me the clubs for $450, $550 worth of golf balls included. The head covers included.
Oh yeah, that's big.
So anyway,
that driver I think is the newest one they have. So
it's like not the Max. It's not the 425 Max, but brand new. Both of those clubs were like over $800 combined. I got them 500 plus the Pro V1Xs, and they're not giving you a dozen Pro V1Xs at Dick's if you go in there.
Let me ask you this: was this guy's name Jeff?
No, Jeremy.
Okay.
Quit. No, I'm not. I'm actually not going to say his name, the rest of his name. But yeah, Jeff, what's up, dude? That's awesome.
That's fun. That's awesome.
Hey, kiss my ass, man.
He called me like right after this story, and he's like, "Man, there's so much going on at the lot right now." He's like, "There's cops shaking down some dudes over by the G-Wagon. Ken's bouncing around with 2 or 3 customers, and this dude just pulls up. And he says, "Hey, you want some golf clubs?" I'm like, well, yeah, let's see what you got. Pop that trunk.
Guys, like the wind's blowing. It was about to storm. It was like overload. And then
what would have made this story even better, Nate, is if Kyle were there visiting and the dude showed up in like a white windowless van and Kyle would have been like, yeah, I'll get in the van. Come on, man.
Where's this Huffy, baby?
The best would have been is Ben had been there as he occasionally comes by and sits out on the porch with me, because Ben would have just like went in a straight, like he would have just like been commentating the entire thing. He'd been like yelling at the cop, be like, no, I saw him too. He did not run the red light. And be like, sell it, Ken. And he'd be like, oh, hold on, Nate. Hold on. No, I'll buy it for $525. I mean, Ben would have just been all in it. I'd have been like, hey man, I got a guy. His name's Kyle. I got him on the line. He's going to give you $600 for this. Yeah. I got 600 right here. I got 600 right here. So I've got 2 clubs under my arm. I've got 4 loose sleeves of Pro V1Xs that I'm trying not to let come loose. The cop finishes. He pulls around. He rolls the window down. And I was like, okay, good. Like, I think I'm going to get the scoop.
Like you're standing there with all
this like stuff. I've got all this stuff. And he's like, hey, y'all have any like, $20,000 trucks? I'm like, now the cop's just shopping. So I stand there with all this stuff in my arms talking about trucks for a little while. And he tries to fist bump me. And I'm like, dude, we don't have to do this. Like, I'm like sticking my entire, like, all clubs inside the cop car to try and fist bump them. Oh man, it was
the best line. You left it out. You're like, you said, he goes, all right, I'll give you the driver, the 3-wood, and then I'll throw in a box of Pro V1s. How's that sound? You said, sounds like a deal, bub. Sounds like we got a deal, bub. The balls were really
I forgot to tell you about this Kyle. He like unzips his bag. He's like, you want rain gear? You want rain gear? And I was like, I mean, if you're giving it away, I'll take it. He's like, it's $500 worth of rain gear. And I was like, dude, I just don't really play in the rain. And he's like, that's fine. Throws it in the back of the car.
A traveling golf.
But like, dude, I don't. Yeah, I'm never gonna.
What are the chances that somebody hears this and they've now reported that those clubs were missing?
Were stolen.
Good chance. Yeah. Hey, look, and I walked in and the owner's like, dude, those were probably stolen. I was like, ain't no serial numbers on these bitches. Like, what you gonna do? But hey, man, tell me if you had it cranked down half a degree, then I'll know it's yours.
Yeah, there you go. That what a electric lunchtime. I mean, what a lunch hour at Airport Motors. There's a lot going on.
It was wild. Ken sold one of the vehicles. the guy got a ticket and I got a driver. So,
and you lost $500.
And you lost $500.
Yes. I mean,
you may get it back though. You may get it back though, because I'm in need of a 3-wood. So
I mean, I don't know. I'm gonna hit it. I'm gonna hit that 3-wood, man. You know, you can give me $600 for the pair, but I get you, 2 sleeves of probably ones. I'm gonna keep 2.
Keep 2. I'm gonna come out ahead in this deal. Oh wow, what a great way to start.
Anyway, sorry.
I'm glad that was not shared prior to us recording. I'm glad I got to hear that for the first time.
That was great.
The first 3 minutes of that entire story, there was a shit ton of stuff going on right there.
It was.
And he smoked like 9 cigarettes. He wasn't even finishing them. It's like he would take like 2 puffs, throw it on the ground, and then like as we're talking, he's just like
blaze
out another one. Yeah.
Oh, he was
just ripping darts.
He was in distress.
Deals. Yeah.
He was
just came from Indian. You know what? He just lost a ton of money in Indian Pines, and he was trying to get some cash to go.
No, he was trying to push it off on Buzz. Is what he's trying to do.
I've heard
whatever they call him.
I've heard of this guy like being down $3,000 at Indian Pines and just like bouncing, just like zipping to the car, like throwing his clubs in it. So he's like, I'm done playing golf, dude. I'm giving up. I got kids. I was like, what does that have to do with it?
But why do you have to give up golf unless you just have a gambling problem or
I wonder if he's gonna wake up
money
tomorrow
problem.
and be like, Dad gummit, dude, I don't have a driver or a 3-wood. Thank goodness I have my 2 Scotties and my rain gear.
And I have no balls. I sold my balls.
I sold all my balls to this guy on a car lot.
But hey, do you have any teas in there?
That's so good. That's so good. All right, let's move on. Let's talk about some LIV Tour. We got to talk about LIV Tour. The Pumpkin Ridge is this week, and there's press conferences today. There was news that dropped in the middle of the press conferences to the PGA trying to fire another shot back across the bow whenever they announced that Brooks was going to be on the tour during Jay Monahan's press conference. It's been fun, the back and forth, but start with the PGA Tour. The PGA Tour just announced a 13-year, they called it an alliance with the DP World Tour. Some of the details, basically, they make it an easier pathway to get from the DP Tour to the PGA Tour, which I didn't think that was really a super desirable thing. I kind of thought those guys were there because they wanted to be there. Some increased purses over there. What was some other things? PGA Tour gets 40% stake in the DP Tour. What were some other things?
Just think about this. I mean, John Rahm was like the money list winner last year, PGA Tour guy.
Yeah,
they're talking about giving PGA Tour cards to the top 10 finishers on the DP money list. But it's like, I mean, this is not some like obscure small minor league tour. I mean, this is
I mean, if they're going to push it to the next 10 that aren't already members, because that's the thing is some of them are already.
Yeah. Or like, I mean, the top 10 on the DP Tour are like Ryder Cup guys. Like they're in the top, probably in the top 20, top 25 in the world.
Like they're already competing on the PGA Tour. So
they get into whatever event they want.
Do they go to the next 10 that aren't members? I guess. I don't know.
That's a good question. That's a good question. I don't know. It was really weird. It just seemed like, let's just announce something just to announce something, because they're doing the opening press conferences for the Pumpkin Ridge thing. And I wonder if if the PGA's really trying to make sure that DP Tour, LIV Tour guys cannot play in the European Tour, DP Tour for world ranking points. I wonder if that has a little bit of something.
Sure, that has a lot to do with it.
Maybe all to do with it. But I think it's got at least something to do with that. Just kind of it is like a story that didn't really, I don't know, a story that really didn't have much to it.
Where's the 13 years come from? Like not 5, not 10, not 15.
13,
we've got a 13-year partnership. And then in 2026, done. DP Tour is getting kicked to the curb.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. They talked about some speeded up pathways from like the Sunshine Tour, which is South African tour, and some other tours to get to the DP Tour. Then to get to the it just seemed like they really said a whole lot of things that they're just making the DP Tour a feeder tour to the PGA Tour.
You know what they're doing again, Kyle? And this is what I said before. This is a sign of weakness. PGA Tour is still being reactionary.
Yeah.
They're just reacting to stuff. As soon as the LIV Tour takes a few players, PGA Tour reacts to stuff. You know what? Be a little proactive, Jay Monahan. Come out and do something out of the norm to knock everybody's socks off. If you're going to grow the game, take your $600 million that's in your foundation money, put your money where your mouth is, and let's do something exciting. Quit waiting every time 3 players drop to the LIV Tour. Crap, we got to come out with a press conference now. Let's go do something.
We got to do something.
They go and they do it. Yeah, that's a sign of weakness to do that. And you need to be you need to be the person out in front. And right now, the LIV Tour is out in front.
It seems that way, but it is new stuff, so they're going to be out in front too, just by default. But go ahead.
Right, but I mean, as soon as this first got announced, and as soon as that first group of players jump, of course you're going to be reactionary there because you have to react to it. You have to do something. You have to address it in some form or fashion. Since then, though, they still continued week in and week out just to be reactive, not proactive. They haven't done anything until the LIV Tour does something. And I know that, like you said, everything's still a first for the LIV Tour. But damn it, just y'all get together and do something. I mean, I don't know what, like you keep saying, well, we might do this, we might do, announce something. Quit being reactive to everything the LIV Tour does and go ahead and let's come out and say it. Say you're going to do what Pat Perez said you should do. Pay every person a certain percentage to get into a tournament that they have to give back if they make the cut. Whatever.
But technically though, everything they do now is going to be reactive. If you think about it, like everything's going to be reactionary. Go ahead, Nate.
Here's my point about what happened today is that the DP World Tour is not who you go to. Like the DP World Tour is like they're so vanilla, like nobody bothers them. The PGA Tour doesn't bother them. Like those guys go play in a few events, like when they're going over the British Open or when they feel like it, whenever there's a cool event. Like making an alliance with the PGA Tour, with the DP World Tour is like the U.S. making an alliance with like the Bahamas. So, okay, yeah. Hey, now it's the U.S. and the Bahamas versus the world. So get your ass in gear. It's just, they just don't, there's no clout. There's no clout.
They wanted the word alliance. It was the word alliance. I just feel like they thought would make carry a lot of weight. I don't know.
Yeah. It's like, this is not Axis versus allies. Like this is, we're not playing like, a 13-year alliance where basically the PGA Tour, for all intents and purposes, just got like more control. Like that's not really an alliance. It's just the PGA Tour is like, hey, we're going to dump a little bit more money in, and now you'll do what we say. So
exactly.
Like if one of those guys, like y'all said, Bryson's like, man, I can't go by the PGA Tour, but I'm going to go to the DP World Tour. PGA Tour's going to be like, nope, don't let them do that. Hey, remember that 40%? Remember that stroke, that check we stroked you? So
that's exactly what it is.
I know like the cream will rise to the top. The LIV Tour will either work out. It's just hard to argue with the money, but like if it's so bad that like nobody cares if there's like obscure names winning every week, I think it will. I mean, unless they just want to keep dumping money into this, I don't know. We'll see. It's just so early. It is so early.
They got to get a
PGA
TV
Tour.
Deal. They got to get a TV deal.
Man, look, it's not all just reactionary. PGA Tour's making huge moves. They are like coming close to doubling some purses. The Century Tournament of Champions purse is way up. Memorial, Arnold Palmer. Those are all tournaments that not just the top players are in. Like I know they're invitationals, but like the 100 money guy lists are going to make more money than, the guys who finished last place at those tournaments are going to make more money than the guys who finished last place last year. So,
and that's what I was going to say. The only proactive thing that they've done is they have financially decided that they're going to do a little something, and they've come out and said that. But other than that, it still seems like the only time the PGA Tour makes an announcement, it's after the LIV Tour's made an announcement.
Sure. Or like just trying to like take the LIV Tour's thunder. And it's like, okay, you just look like the little brother who's just like
Kyle said today, they're doing the LIV Tour press conference and they're covering on, they're getting quotes from everybody. The PGA Tour makes an announcement. And the only reason they did that is so everybody on their Twitter would stop looking at LIV and go to the PGA Tour and see what they were saying.
Those funny videos of guys doing Zoom calls and like a little kid comes in the background? That's like the LIV Tour's doing the Zoom call as like the economic, guy on CNN, and then like the PGA Tour's like the little kid that comes in the room in the back. Like,
somebody's got to make a
what it feels like.
Jay Monahan.
Hey, I have an alliance.
Daddy.
With who? It's like DP World Tour and the Corn Ferry Tours are on our side too. It's like,
so we're taking you down.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever. Got them. If you want to take your buddies down in a little golf match, you got to make sure you have the right numbers. You got to make sure you know where hazards are. You got to know where to lay up numbers. You got to know all these numbers. The best way to do it is bluetees.com. The Series 3 Max rangefinder, that's what we have. has all the features of the big brands, the big money brands, and you get it for like what is it, $350, something like that.
No, not after the discount.
But 10% off, it's even more. Use coupon code DADBOD, get another 10% off. You basically save over half of what you would pay for like a Bushnell, and you get all the features of a Bushnell. Toggle on and off slope, buzz, lock onto the pins, the built-in magnet, scan mode where you can flip it to scan mode and hit trees, bunkers, hazards, all kind of stuff. They're great. Be sure to check them out. They got this bundle package thing going on where you can get Bluetooth speakers, and they're all like top notch. So
we got a little content going to hit the timeline at some point.
Yeah. At some point, we're going to get it out there. So be on the lookout for it. We've been playing with it for a couple weeks now. Really love them. So Blue Tees Golf, check them out. It's where Ranger Finders start.
Ranger Finders, the magnet. We used the magnet. We never tried to stick it down in the cup holder or in the little cubby in the cart, Kyle.
I'm working.
I will say Jeff's one of those people who's like, Jeff, our boy, is like kind of suspicious of you. It's like, yeah, I had 176, and he'll shoot it and be like, I had 175. Kind of like glare you down, like you were trying to like rip him off on a 1 yard difference on the shooter.
Yeah. Like, yeah, you just hit it in the
He's
water.
pretty precise from what I hear. So I could see how that could get him. All right, moving on. We talked about the LIV Tour press conferences, and there was some pretty outrageous quotes from funny to serious to just kind of blow your mind. But Brooks had two like just way out there that we got to talk about. And Brooks is like, this is just so on brand for him. This whole LIV Tour thing just screams Brooks Koepka. I don't know how he didn't see this coming from the beginning, but I want to read this quote, and then I got to hear your guys' reaction and talk about it. So he's basically talking about being on the road all the time. And he says, he goes, "You're not doing a month on the road anymore. Life goes on, even though we're not playing golf. So being away from home for a month, I don't have any kids that I know about. So being at home is not really a thing for me, but life does go on."
Good gracious.
I don't have any kids that I know about.
That's
a dick quote.
But so there's like a difference between saying that in a nationally televised press conference, and there's a different, like, and you saying it like around the campfire with your buddies, but like,
joking.
I don't know, maybe Kyle's got some kids we don't know about.
Yeah, while you're all sitting there and having beers. Yeah,
you just got married like a month ago.
Yeah,
and you're like, I don't know any that I know of. There was that one girl at Florida State though.
She could have. That voice is incredible, by the way. But yeah, I mean, that is the ultimate douchebag comment. I don't have any kids that I know about. Like, I just get it so much. I just don't even know if it's could be mine. It could not be mine.
I've spread my seed across the United States of America. To my knowledge, nothing has taken
from
yet.
sea to shining sea.
If you were
rivers of seed.
If you were a reporter worth your salt, your next question should have been, well, how many other women besides Jenna have you been with?
Yeah.
Be like, hey, and our next question would be like, hey, when are you and Jenna going to begin on the childbearing? Yeah. Since you guys are married now.
Yeah.
Since you guys just consummated your marriage. No, you guys were saving it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like, oh, come on, Brooks. That's so cringeworthy. And then
Brooks is a douchebag. He's just a douchebag.
He is insufferable. He's a douchebag's douchebag.
Yes. He had another douchebag comment though, Kyle.
I can't. And this one, I can't even believe he said it. And said it with a straight face. It's just.
He said, if you guys, this is me paraphrasing here, believe it or not, my team and I didn't even have a conversation about going to the LIV Tour until the Monday after the U.S. Open.
You guys will never believe me. That's what he started off with. Well, you know what? When you start a conversation, when you start a quote off with that, we automatically are not going to believe you.
You're not going to believe this. You're right. I'm not.
You ain't going to believe it, but I mean, on Wednesday morning, I called Fitzpatrick. I called him. You can ask my wife. I said, hey, it's going to be Fitzy. Now, y'all ain't going to believe me, but I called him Wednesday morning. Dude, shut the hell up.
You didn't. This is substantial sums of money. I seriously doubt he got a text Sunday night after the US Open was like, hey, You want to come to the LIV Tour for 200 mil?
His social media had been scrubbed Monday.
Yeah, he
you
scrubbed
think that whole team sat there and did all that crap on Monday
on a
after
whim,
the U.S. Open? Yeah,
on a whim. I'm like, why are we just lying? Why are we lying?
Just own it, man. Just say, just
like
say, my brother's
done
been here.
now.
My brother loves it. I will give Pat Perez one thing. Pat Perez came out and he said the right thing. He's like, look, I got a chance to make a buttload of money.
We're gonna get to Pat Perez, so let's wait for a second on Pat Perez. But like liars, Brooks is just a liar. Like Steve Harvey had a great line in one of his comedy things from years and years ago. He says, "Liars will just lie when the truth will do."
Yes. Yes.
They'll just lie when the truth will do. Like you didn't even really have to lie about that. Like, yeah, hey, I was talking up like 2 weeks before the U.S. Open. I mean, it's not like you get fined if you.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? You're not on the PGA Tour.
Why even bring it up? Just say we're here. Glad to be here.
Or if he was caught, he may have been asked a question. Like he may have been asked a question, but like, hey, when did you talk about when did you think about joining LIV Tour? Hey, you probably won't believe this, but it wasn't until Sunday after the. Like, no, come on,
it's
dude.
easy for him just to say, does that really matter? Like he should have just responded with that. Like, does it matter?
Or hey, I pretty much thought about it the whole time. What does that matter? What does that matter? Like, what if he says that? Who cares?
That is like that is the point, is that liars, they have to avoid the truth at all costs.
Even when it's not a bad thing.
What if he does know about some kids? What if there's some little Brooksies running around in Oklahoma with that one?
What does it say? What does it say that Fat Prick Reed was more credible today than Brooks was?
Oh yeah, I mean
that's bad.
Yeah,
I mean when he said that, he made a good point. Fat Prick Reed, he said, look, shotgun start. We're all playing the same conditions of the same course. I think it's a little bit more fair than the PGA Tour. Made total sense.
No, okay. No, I hate that. Shut up. Shut up, Patrick Reed. Shut up, Patrick Reed. Shut up, Patrick Reed.
It's true though, Nate.
It's nature. Like you may get the draw one day, you don't get it the other day. No.
But still, what he said's true.
Okay, so like every time you play a scramble and you start on a shotgun, right? Like it's like, oh, we had to start off on a par 3, or we had to start off on the toughest hole, and you started off on a birdie hole. Every little bitch out there is gonna. No, I'm just saying that they're always gonna find a way to make it unfair.
He just said the conditions are the same.
Loser jerkwads are always going to find a way to make it unfair. Oh, you got to start on the short par 5 and I had to start on the 230-yard par 3. That's not fair.
That's not the conversation we're having.
I'm just saying that's you can make it's like, oh, it's more fair. It's more fair.
That you're fair.
We play golf outside.
The fact that you're making me side with Patrick Reed is pissing me off. You need to stop. I'm having to defend Patrick Reed.
It's such a Patrick Reed comment. Like, just take something and just make it dumb. Hey, I'm Patrick Reed. Welcome to the show.
It just seemed like that's the company line they gave him to really sell that shotgun start.
Yeah, I mean, it makes it more fair, you know. Everybody's playing the same conditions.
I will say they all seem to like the shotgun starts.
Come on.
Well, that's because they'll chop their head off if they say they don't like
it. don't say that.
Don't go there. Look what I be. Goodbye.
No, this is another thing Brooks said. We kind of got off Brooks, but this tells me also that he hasn't been thinking about this only right after the U.S. Open, but he's talked about, I just couldn't even hardly do practice rounds. There's just so many people out there at PGA Tour events. I can only play like 4 to 9 holes, and then you can barely find a spot on the driving range. He's like, it's great out here. I can like really focus on my game and really get to practice. And it's like, oh man, They've really got they have the talking points down.
He got some coaching on the flight out to Portland.
Like, hey, the biggest thing about the LIV Tour is A, shotgun start. B, bigger ranges, dude. Those are the two things that really sold me as a player. Was shotgun starts and not being stacked up on top of guys in the range. And the money's nice too.
I was gonna say,
dude.
Just say money.
I would be the guy that just flat out said the money is friggin' great.
We've like all heard the stories of Brooks Koepka on a PGA Tour event. He shows up and hits 6 range balls and putts for 5 minutes and then goes and misses the cut because he doesn't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like,
He doesn't. It's not if it's not a major, he doesn't care.
Yeah,
he's got to go. He's got to go take naked pictures for ESPN the magazine and do deadlifts by the pool. It's not. He is not interested in doing.
He did look good.
Hey, does the PGA Tour have any naked guys on the cover?
Is Bryson? Bryson's not there anymore.
Bryson was Bryson.
Billy Horschel, dude. We need to do like who would be the best 12-man naked calendar. I'm putting Billy Horschel on there.
No, we don't. No, we do not need to do that.
And I'm putting Billy Horschel on there.
Man,
Nate,
give me Horschel in the buff today.
Oh my goodness,
that is outrageous.
I want Horschel and Morikawa's.
It ain't no see you later alligator.
Morikawa's not my type. He's too small. Not my type.
Maybe you'd like Rom with a little bit more to hold on to.
A little bit of body hair.
It's a love handles and body hair. Yeah.
I love a good
Hey, put a little Matthew Wolf on there. He's got a little gut on him these days. Got a little pudge. Catch a little pudge there, bud.
He'll get fat and happy also on the LIV Tour this week.
On the LIV Tour, yep.
I think Mignon sliders at the turn probably instead of PB&J.
Yep. All right. So we talked about BS comments, and then I feel like the most down to earth and like real, like somebody was actually real, was Pat Perez. Pat Perez was super real in the stuff that he said. I can't believe this was kind of shocking, and it's like one of those things that he said it just really shook him up a little bit, and he really thought about it whenever the offer came. But on August 18th, he gets a call that his wife, this was, I guess, maybe last year, he's fighting for a spot in the FedEx Cup playoffs, so he can kind of keep going on the PGA Tour because nothing's guaranteed. On August 18th, I get a call. My wife's going into labor. He's in Jersey. His wife, he lives in Arizona, so I assume she's in Arizona.
Yeah,
I'm getting ready to start the FedEx Cup playoffs. I'm number 116. I can't leave. I can't miss it. I can't get back. I can't get to my wife without spending $150,000 on a private jet. So I had to suck on it, and I had to miss my son's birth. And fortunately, I made the cut and I moved up my status by playing all right, but it still sucked. And I have to tell him one day why I wasn't there. Like that's tough. That's tough. And I know he may not have other kids, or if he does, he doesn't have to do that anymore. He doesn't have to do that anymore. And he's got a boatload of money, and he was playing 30 to 33 weeks a year, and he doesn't have to do it anymore. He doesn't have to do it anymore.
Now he's going to be playing 10 weeks a year. And he some of his quotes at 46, he said at 46 years of age, this is like winning the lottery. And then he immediately went towards Jay Monahan, and he was like, he doesn't listen to the players. Perez says to Monahan, he said, somehow the PGA Tour keeps talking about, oh, yeah, we work for you. We work for the players. He said, it's just the opposite. Seems like we work for them. We don't have any say in anything. Perez also used a question about whether he had resigned his PGA Tour membership. He has not, by the way, because he feels like he hasn't done anything wrong. As an invitation to air some grievances, he went on to quote say, we should be able to do whatever we want. We're independent contractors. PGA Tours tried to strong arm us all year and come with bans and suspensions and all of that. How's that worked out? Look at how many guys are here. It didn't work out at all. So the top threats and all that kind of stuff. And how many major winners do you have compared in the John Deere Classic? He went on to say this week as compared to here. He said it's not even close.
Ouch. That hurt.
So they're going head to head against the John Deere Classic, and they've got more major winners on their tour this weekend than the John Deere Classic does.
Got a couple issues there. First of all, love Pat Perez. Can't compare the LIV Tour to the shittiest PGA Tour tournament, like across the board. I mean, there are other PGA Tour tournaments. Second thing, the independent contractors. I thought about this the other day, and I don't know what their designation is. I don't know what all the legal jargon is. But these guys get insurance to the PGA Tour. And when they get hurt, the PGA Tour pays them a rather asinine amount of money every single month. So I would like to know a little bit more about this whole independent contractor and we're so big and bad and the PGA Tour doesn't do anything for us. Because I know for a fact that there was a guy getting $10,000 a month for not lifting a finger while he was injured because he was a PGA Tour member. And it does not sound like an independent contractor to me. So I would love to read more into that and figure out exactly what's going on there because
the total do's and don'ts. Yeah.
because they're getting some benefits. Like independent contractors don't get benefits. These guys get insurance.
I don't know.
And retirement.
Well, they
get retirement. What do you
pensions.
call that when you're hurt? I mean, they're getting basically disability from
short-term disability.
Short-term disability, which is like big disability. I mean, this guy was doing better sitting at home collecting a check from the PGA Tour than he was like playing on the PGA Tour.
Right.
Yeah,
it's just interesting. I would just love to. I mean, I agree with like 80% of what Pat Perez is saying, but this whole independent contractor thing, I think that needs to be revisited just a little bit.
I'm with you. They were asked also about, this is Pat Perez again, asked about the controversial Saudi Arabian government, blah, blah, blah. Saudi Arabia's horrific record on human rights. And he says, I don't have any concerns. I'm playing golf. I understand the topics you're trying to bring up and they're horrible events, but I'm here to play golf. Boom. Simple, easy. That's all you gotta say. I mean, that's a simple, easy answer. I don't understand why guys playing golf and taking money that they can go do great things for their family, do great things for other families is a green light and okay. That we're okay with it. We're okay with it. No, you're just stupid and you're throwing out boatloads of money. So I'll gladly accept your money, you dumbass. Basically, that's what's going on here to go play golf.
Yeah.
So yeah. Anything else? Anything else from those?
Nate, I kind of like. I see what you're saying. You're right. I would like the ins and outs. I also would say that kind of solidified what Phil had said, and I think this is what Pat's referring to, and what even Lee Westwood referred to when he talked about independent contractors. The PGA Tour is allowed to, and this is what we just went through in college sports. They're allowed to use these guys' names and likenesses without giving them a cut of the money. And right. I will say that, they own, even though they say they work for you, when they decide to release one of those promos that gets cut during the tournament that runs over and over and over, that has sponsors and stuff on it, they're using your face and your golf shots and all that kind of stuff to basically make money. And you're not getting a cut of that. So if maybe that's why they're justifying the independent that doesn't make them independent contractors, but maybe that's the justification of it. It's like, well, they're not squeaky clean either because, they're using my face on promos and I ain't seen a dime of that money.
Well, here's another thing. I think you have to be on tour for like a specific amount of time before you really get benefits. I don't think anybody that ever just gets on the PGA Tour just automatically gets all those benefits. So there's a lot of dudes that will get on there and you don't play well, you lose your ass. Like you don't make any money. You don't make any money. So I think that's more along the lines of what they're talking about. But anyway, got to be watching. There's going to be tell you when you're listening to this, it's Wednesday. So we got they're playing a pro-am. There might be some stuff leak out on it that'll be fun to talk about. And then I guess the first round kicks off
Thursday.
Thursday. The three round shotgun
at 3 Eastern, 2 Central.
Is it going to be on YouTube again or their website, I guess?
Yes, sir. It will be on their website, on YouTube, and on. Hold up, I got it. Hold up.
I'm going to make a prediction. I'm making a prediction.
Go ahead and predict.
Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hulu, one of these things will pick it up by the next event. I think and it's going to be one of those things that's like commercial free.
I think it could be
right now. It's Live Golf's YouTube, Facebook, and livegolf.com. 4:15 Eastern time, shotgun start, 3:15 Central.
I want everybody at the carts at 3:05, and we're going to shotgun at 3:15.
The keys are on top. The keys are going to be on top. Don't freak out.
Twist
don't
it all
ask
the way
me
to the right.
Yeah.
We do have some. We got some new captains this time around.
Yeah.
Koepka leading the smash now.
Read that team off. No, Koepka's team.
We're going to do scorecards over there, and we're going to have the burgers and the hot dogs back there. And we're going to do a little drawing so nobody leave because you got to be present to win.
Make sure double bogey max. We got a double bogey max.
Par is your partner.
Par is your partner here.
Hey, and look,
everything must be played.
Brooks, I know you're new here. Did you sign up for the throws? Okay, you need to go get you some throws. Okay, yeah.
We got $20 mulligan package.
Yeah. Oh, this is Mr. Rush's team.
Everybody gets to hit off the red team once.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can get your super drives in, y'all. Got to get your super drives in.
Hey, listen to this team. This team is loaded right here. 4 aces: Dustin Johnson, Patrick Reed, Taylor Gooch, Pat Perez.
Dude, get out of here.
They are smoking ass.
That's the 4, like,
there's your winning team right there, boys.
That's the 4 guys who are all trying to, like, they're like got a pipe dream and they come play in the local scramble. Like, that's what that is.
Oh my gosh, what a team. So be on the lookout for news and stuff and all the rest of the week. We're gonna have some fun talking about it, and we're gonna have a lot of fun with Friday's show. I feel like it's gonna be a ton of fun. Maybe some stuff that you'll find out later. So just hang in there, and we're gonna have a blast. Thank y'all for listening.
Hey, before you go, Mr. Rush did not pay for all of y'all's mulligans. So Mr. Pass, we're gonna need $20 out of you and Mr. Taylor, if you don't mind.
He had paid for y'all's registration, but not your mulligans.
Not your mulligans. No, he did not. He did not. So we're gonna need to get that, and it's gonna have to be cold hard cash.
Did y'all want the blue hat or the white hat?
What size t-shirt did you have? You extra large? Okay, let me go get it.
Oh, wow, like honey, you don't need an extra large.
they're gilding. They're high quality gilded shirts. 100% cotton.
Up next, we've got Anthony's Car Wash $25 gift card. Y'all get excited.
Gosh, we're playing way too many scrambles. Y'all have a great rest of the week, and we will see you on Friday. It's episode 197, brought to you by Bet Online. We are the Dadbod Golf Pod.
Oh,
no way.
Bye.